The serpent, a creature that has slithered through the myths, religions, and spiritual traditions of nearly every ancient civilization. Some call it a deceiver, a tempter, a force of chaos. Others revere it as a divine messenger, a guardian of wisdom, or even a symbol of the awakened soul. But what if the truth is far more profound than either extreme? What if the serpent is not merely a symbol of good or evil, but a force that transcends both? Consider this. In the Garden of Eden, the serpent is the one who offers knowledge. In Hinduism, it coils at the base of the spine, waiting to rise as Kundalini energy. In ancient Egypt, it was both a protector and a destroyer. Across the world, cultures have revered and feared this being. Why? What is the real significance of the serpent in spirituality? There is a secret buried in these ancient stories, a hidden meaning that few have understood. The serpent represents something fundamental to the human journey, something that has been obscured by dogma, misinterpretation, and fear. In this video, we will unravel the esoteric meaning of the serpent. We will travel through the myths and sacred teachings of ancient civilizations. We will explore its dual nature, both as a force of transformation and a force of destruction. And most importantly, we will uncover how this knowledge can be applied to our own spiritual awakening. Prepare to see the serpent not as you have been told, but as it truly is. The serpent is one of the oldest and most complex symbols in human history. Across ancient civilizations, it appears as a paradoxical force, both a bringer of knowledge and a harbinger of destruction. To truly grasp its esoteric meaning, we must look beyond surface interpretations and delve into the deeper wisdom hidden within myths, sacred texts, and mystical traditions. The serpent as the keeper of forbidden knowledge. In the book of Genesis, the serpent is the one who offers Eve the fruit of knowledge, an act that leads to the so-called fall of humanity. Traditional religious interpretations paint this as an act of deception, but esoteric traditions tell a different story. The serpent does not bring doom, it brings awareness. It is the catalyst that awakens human consciousness from a state of unknowing. Could it be that the serpent was never an enemy, but a guide? This theme is not unique to Christianity. In Gnostic teachings, the serpent is often seen as a liberator, revealing the illusions imposed by false gods. The Ophite Gnostics even worshipped the serpent as a divine being, believing it to be the true source of enlightenment. The serpent in ancient Egypt, a guardian and a destroyer. In Egypt, serpents were deeply intertwined with both divine protection and destruction. The cobra, known as the uraeus, adorned the crowns of pharaohs, symbolizing sovereignty, wisdom, and spiritual power. The serpent deity Wadjet was seen as a protector of kings, yet Apophis, the great chaos serpent, threatened the cosmic order itself. The dual nature of the serpent reflects a profound spiritual truth. Power, wisdom, and transformation always come with risk. Just as the serpent can strike with venom, so too can knowledge be dangerous to those unprepared for it. The Kundalini serpent, a dormant force of awakening. In Hinduism, the serpent is Kundalini, the coiled energy resting at the base of the spine. When awakened, it rises like a serpent, activating higher consciousness and leading to enlightenment. But if mishandled, this energy can bring imbalance, confusion, or even madness. This mirrors the lessons from other traditions. The serpent's wisdom must be approached with understanding and respect. To awaken Kundalini prematurely, without preparation, is to invite chaos rather than transformation. The Ouroboros, the serpent that devours itself. One of the most powerful serpent symbols is the Ouroboros, the snake eating its own tail. This ancient emblem represents eternal cycles, self-renewal, and the unity of opposites. It appears in Egyptian, Greek, and alchemical traditions, always carrying the same message. Destruction and creation are one and the same. To the mystic, the Ouroboros is more than a symbol. It is a secret of existence. It teaches that all things must devour and renew themselves to evolve. The self must be shed like a serpent's skin over and over until only the essence remains. The serpent as a test of fear and wisdom. Why do so many traditions fear the serpent, yet others worship it? Because the serpent represents a challenge. Will you reject knowledge out of fear, or will you embrace transformation, even at the cost of comfort? From the Garden of Eden to the temples of Egypt, from the sacred coils of Kundalini to the eternal loop of the Ouroboros, the serpent has always whispered the same message. You must choose between ignorance and awakening. But be warned, once you see the truth, you can never unsee it. To understand the true esoteric meaning of the serpent, we must move beyond the myths and religious narratives and examine its deeper symbolic significance. Across cultures, the serpent embodies three fundamental spiritual principles: transformation, duality, and hidden wisdom. Each of these reveals profound truths about our own journey toward enlightenment. The serpent as the symbol of transformation. A serpent is one of the few creatures that sheds its skin, leaving behind its old self to emerge renewed. This natural process is more than just a biological function. It is a powerful metaphor for spiritual rebirth. Mystics, alchemists, and initiates of esoteric traditions have always understood that true spiritual awakening requires a form of death. The death of the old self, the shedding of false identities, limiting beliefs and attachments to material illusions. The serpent, in this sense, represents the necessary destruction of what no longer serves us, so that we may evolve into something greater. The shedding of the serpent's skin is the same transformation described in countless spiritual traditions. In alchemy, it is the dissolution of the ego, the breaking down of impurities before enlightenment. In Hermeticism, it is the concept of solve et coagula, to dissolve and rebuild oneself into a higher state. In Eastern traditions, the cycle of death and rebirth mirrors the process of self-transcendence. To fear the serpent is to fear change itself. To embrace the serpent is to accept that we, too, must shed our past selves to awaken into higher wisdom. The serpent as the embodiment of duality. One of the greatest esoteric secrets of the serpent is that it exists as both a force of light and a force of darkness. It is neither purely good nor purely evil. It is both and neither. This is why the serpent appears in opposing roles in different traditions. In Christianity, it is the tempter in the Garden of Eden, yet in Gnostic Christianity, it is the liberator. In Hinduism, it is Kundalini, the divine force of enlightenment, yet also Kaliya, the venomous demon snake subdued by Krishna. In Norse mythology, Jormungandr, the world serpent, both threatens and upholds the cosmic order. The serpent is duality itself, the bridge between opposites. It is wisdom and deception, healing and poison, chaos and order. This mirrors the Hermetic principle of polarity. All opposites are merely different degrees of the same essence. To understand the serpent is to understand that light and darkness are not enemies, but necessary counterparts. The path of enlightenment is not about rejecting one in favor of the other, but about balancing and integrating both. The serpent as the keeper of hidden wisdom. Throughout history, the serpent has been associated with secret knowledge, often forbidden or concealed from the uninitiated. But why? The answer lies in the power of knowledge itself. True wisdom is not something to be given lightly. It can be transformative or destructive, depending on the one who receives it. In ancient mystery schools, initiates had to undergo rigorous training before they could be entrusted with deeper teachings. This is because wisdom, like the serpent, is a double-edged force. The serpent is a guardian of secrets because it represents the threshold between ignorance and enlightenment. It tests those who seek truth, ensuring that only those who are truly prepared can grasp its deeper mysteries. In the Greek tradition, the caduceus, the staff of Hermes, features two serpents entwined around a rod, symbolizing balance and mastery of hidden forces. In Mesoamerican mythology, Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent, was both the creator god and the bringer of divine knowledge. In the occult traditions, serpentine energy represents the winding, often perilous path toward enlightenment. The serpent's presence in esoteric teachings reminds us that wisdom is not something passively acquired, it must be earned. It requires the courage to face uncomfortable truths, the discipline to master one's desires, and the strength to integrate new understanding without being consumed by it. The first great lesson of the serpent. At its core, the serpent's greatest lesson is this: nothing remains the same. Everything transforms. If you wish to awaken, you must be willing to shed your past self, embrace your inner duality, and seek wisdom, not for power or control, but for true understanding. But the journey does not end here. There is still more to uncover. In the first part, we uncovered the serpent's role as a symbol of transformation, duality, and hidden wisdom. Now, we must go deeper into the mystical forces the serpent represents within us, its connection to divine energy, and the ultimate secret it guards. The serpent and the inner fire, Kundalini energy. One of the most profound esoteric teachings is that the serpent is not just a symbol, it is a force that exists within each of us. In Eastern traditions, this force is called Kundalini, a coiled serpent lying dormant at the base of the spine, waiting to rise. This serpentine energy is said to be the bridge between the physical and the divine. When awakened, it ascends through the spine's energy centers, or chakras, unlocking higher states of consciousness. This is why the serpent is often depicted rising upwards. It represents the soul's ascension from ignorance to enlightenment. In Hinduism, the coiled serpent at the base of the spine represents latent spiritual power. In Egyptian mysticism, the uraeus, the cobra on the forehead of pharaohs, symbolized an awakened third eye. In alchemy, the philosopher's fire is the serpent's energy refined and transmuted into divine wisdom. But this power is not easily controlled. If raised improperly, Kundalini can cause confusion, imbalance, or even destruction, just as a venomous snake can either heal or harm. This is why ancient mystery schools kept such knowledge hidden from the unprepared. The serpent within you is your own life force, your own divine potential. But to awaken it, you must first master yourself. The serpent as the guardian of sacred knowledge. In countless myths, the serpent stands at the threshold between the mortal and the divine, often depicted as a guardian of wisdom. In the Garden of Eden, the serpent was not merely a tempter. It was a gatekeeper of knowledge, offering Adam and Eve the fruit of divine wisdom. In Greek mythology, the serpent python guarded the oracle of Delphi, the gateway to prophetic truth. In Norse legends, the world serpent Jormungandr encircles Midgard, keeping divine forces in balance. The deeper truth is this: the serpent guards the path to enlightenment, but it does not give its secrets freely. To pass through the serpent's trial, one must undergo a spiritual death and rebirth. The unworthy, those who seek power for selfish gain, are consumed by the serpent's fire. But those who are prepared, those who seek truth with humility and courage, will be transformed. The ultimate meaning, the Ouroboros and the cycle of eternity. The final secret of the serpent lies in one of the most ancient symbols of all, the Ouroboros, the serpent that swallows its own tail. This image is far more than a mere artistic design. It is the key to understanding the cyclical nature of existence. The Ouroboros represents the eternal cycle of death and rebirth, destruction and creation, beginning and end, happening all at once. In alchemy, the Ouroboros signifies the great work, the process of inner transmutation. In Hermeticism, it embodies the phrase, as above, so below, the infinite reflection of the cosmos within ourselves. In Egyptian mysticism, it is the serpent encircling the world, holding the universe together. The greatest secret of the serpent is unity. It shows us that there is no true separation between life and death, between past and future, between the self and the divine. Everything is connected, everything is one. The serpent, feared by many, is actually the ultimate guide, leading those who dare to look beyond illusion into the vast mysteries of the universe. But how do we apply this wisdom in our own lives? That is what we will uncover next. Understanding the serpent's esoteric meaning is one thing, but how do we apply this knowledge to our own spiritual journey? The serpent is not just a symbol to be studied. It is an energy, a force, a path that must be experienced directly. Below are practical techniques to align with the serpent's wisdom, awaken its energy within you, and navigate its transformative power safely. 1. Awakening the serpent within Kundalini activation techniques. If the serpent represents the hidden life force within, then awakening it means unlocking higher states of consciousness. This must be done with awareness and discipline. Forcing the energy can lead to mental or emotional imbalance. Breath work, pranayama. Breath is the bridge between the physical and spiritual. Ancient traditions teach that through controlled breathing, we can activate and guide our internal energy. Try this basic technique to awaken dormant energy. Sit comfortably with your spine straight. Close your eyes and focus on the base of your spine. Inhale deeply through your nose, visualizing energy coiling like a serpent at the base of your spine. Hold the breath for a moment, then exhale slowly, imagining the energy rising upwards. Repeat this for several minutes, allowing the sensation of warmth, tingling, or movement to emerge naturally. 2. Seeing beyond illusion, activating the third eye. The serpent is often associated with wisdom, hidden knowledge, and the third eye. Many traditions describe the pineal gland as the physical counterpart to this mystical site. Technique to open the third eye. Find a dimly lit space and sit in silence. Gently press your palms together in front of your forehead, bringing your awareness to the space between your eyebrows. Chant the mantra OM in a deep, slow vibration. Imagine a glowing indigo light expanding from your forehead like an awakening eye. Practice this regularly to enhance inner perception and spiritual insight. 3. Shedding the old self, embracing transformation. The serpent sheds its skin. This is a lesson in letting go. Many people fear transformation, clinging to old identities, beliefs, and fears, but spiritual growth requires shedding the unnecessary, just as the snake discards its past self. The serpent's release ritual. Write down a habit, belief, or attachment that no longer serves you. Fold the paper and hold it between your hands, visualizing it as the old skin you are ready to shed. Burn the paper in a safe, fireproof dish, watching the old energy dissolve into smoke. As the ashes remain, affirm, I release the past and step into my true self. This practice aligns with the serpent's wisdom of renewal, allowing us to move forward unburdened. 4. Walking the serpent's path, practicing inner alchemy. In Hermetic and alchemical traditions, the serpent is the key to transformation. It represents the process of refining our lower nature into something divine. One of the best ways to work with this energy is through self-discipline and intention. Ask yourself, what must I refine within myself? What old patterns must be burned away? What higher wisdom is waiting to be unlocked? Keeping a serpent's path journal, where you track your spiritual progress, can be a powerful way to consciously engage with this energy. Final thought, becoming the serpent. Many fear the serpent because they do not understand its deeper truth. It is not an external force, it is you. To embrace the serpent's wisdom is to embrace your own power, your ability to transform, heal, and awaken. The ancient sages taught that those who truly understand the serpent's mysteries do not just study them, they embody them. Are you ready to walk the path? The serpent has always been a symbol of mystery, power, and transformation. Feared by some, revered by others, it represents the hidden forces that shape reality, the cycles of life and death, and the untapped energy within us all. We have explored its esoteric meanings across different traditions, from the Kundalini energy of the yogis to the wisdom of the serpent in ancient mysticism. We have uncovered how it signifies renewal, duality, and the eternal struggle between ignorance and enlightenment. And most importantly, we have learned how to apply its teachings to our own spiritual journey. By awakening our inner energy, shedding what no longer serves us, and refining ourselves into something greater. But here's the real secret. The serpent is not just a concept. It is alive within you. When you see a serpent in spiritual texts, in dreams, or in sacred symbols, ask yourself, what am I resisting? What transformation am I afraid to undergo? What hidden wisdom is waiting to be uncovered? The path of the serpent is not for the weak-hearted. It requires courage to face the unknown, discipline to master inner forces, and humility to embrace wisdom beyond the ordinary. But those who walk this path will find that the serpent, once feared, becomes their greatest teacher. In the end, the question is not what the serpent means, but rather, are you ready to embody its wisdom?